Japan is one of the richest countries in the world. Not because people there drive supercars, not because everyone is secretly a millionaire, and not because salaries are unusually high. In fact, the average Japanese household earns less than the average American household. But here's the strange part. Japan consistently ranks among the countries with the highest household savings rates, the lowest personal debt levels, and some of the longest life expectancies on Earth. So, what's the difference? Most people think wealth is created by making more money. Japanese culture quietly teaches something else. Wealth is created by learning how not to waste the money you already have. And the scary part is, most of these habits are so normal in Japan that people there don't even notice they're doing them. Today I want to show you 7 small money habits I learned from Japanese culture that completely changed the way I think about spending, saving, and financial stability. Because after studying these ideas, I realized something uncomfortable. Most financial stress is not caused by lack of income, it's caused by invisible habits. Habit number 1 is knowing the purpose before the purchase. Japan has a concept called ikigai. It roughly means a reason for being. Your purpose, the thing that gives direction to your life. Most people connect ikigai to careers or happiness, but in Japan, it quietly influences money too. Before buying something, the mindset is not, "Can I afford this?" The mindset is, "Does this actually fit the life I'm trying to build?" That sounds simple, but most people never ask that question. Modern spending is emotional. You feel stressed, so you buy something. You feel bored, so you order food. You feel insecure, so you upgrade your lifestyle. And little by little, your money starts serving your impulses instead of your future. Researchers in consumer psychology found that people who connect spending to long-term values experience lower financial anxiety and save significantly more over time. Because clarity changes behavior. When you know what your money is for, random spending starts feeling less satisfying. In Japan, money is often viewed as a tool with direction, not entertainment. And honestly, that one mindset shift alone changes everything. Habit number 2 is writing your finances down by hand. Japan has a budgeting method called kakeibo. It was created over 100 years ago by Hani Motoko, Japan's first female journalist. And the method is almost stupidly simple. Every month, you write down 4 things: how much money you have, how much you want to save, how much you are spending, and how you can improve. That's it. No complicated apps, no financial gurus, no spreadsheets with endless categories. Just awareness. And weirdly enough, neuroscience shows that physically writing things down activates deeper memory processing than typing on a screen. Your brain treats handwritten information as more real. That's probably why people ignore bank notifications all day, but suddenly feel uncomfortable when they manually write down how much they spent on food delivery last month. Japanese households using kakeibo consistently report dramatically better saving habits, because when spending becomes visible, it becomes harder to lie to yourself. Most people are not bad with money because they're stupid, they're bad with money because their financial life is invisible. Habit number 3 is learning to feel uncomfortable wasting things. There's a Japanese word called motenai. There's no perfect English translation for it, but it describes a feeling of regret toward waste. Not guilt, regret. The feeling that something valuable was not respected properly. And this idea shows up everywhere in Japan. People repair things instead of instantly replacing them. Food gets eaten carefully, objects are maintained for years, cars are used longer, clothes are fixed instead of thrown away. Meanwhile, modern consumer culture trains people to replace perfectly functional things every few years just because something newer appeared. And financially, That mindset is devastating because unnecessary upgrades quietly destroy wealth. Most people don't go broke from one giant purchase. They go broke from endless small replacements that feel normal. A newer phone, a better car, a slightly bigger apartment, a trendier version of something they already own. Modernai interrupts that cycle. It teaches you to respect value before replacing it. And once you learn that habit, consumption slows down naturally. Not because you're forcing discipline, but because waste genuinely starts feeling uncomfortable. Habit number 4 is understanding that empty space is not a problem. Japanese design has a philosophy called ma. It's the idea that empty space has value, silence in music, space in a room, simplicity in design. And financially, this idea becomes incredibly powerful because in most cultures, unused money feels wrong. People see money sitting in a bank account and immediately think, I should do something with it. Spend it. Upgrade something. Reward yourself. But Japanese financial culture often treats unused money differently. Not as wasted opportunity, but as stability, breathing room, and protection. That gap between what you earn and what you spend is not extra money. It's freedom. It's the ability to survive emergencies without panic, to leave toxic jobs, to handle unexpected problems, and to think clearly under pressure. And most people underestimate how psychologically powerful that is. A full schedule creates stress, and a fully spent paycheck does the exact same thing. Habit number 5 is improving slowly instead of dramatically. Japan became famous for a philosophy called kaizen, continuous improvement, tiny improvements repeated consistently over long periods of time. And honestly, this might be the biggest reason Japanese financial habits work so well, because most people approach money emotionally. They try extreme budgeting for 2 weeks, cut everything, track every penny, burn out completely, then quit. Kaizen avoids that trap. Instead of changing everything overnight, you improve slightly. Save 1% more this month. Cancel one useless subscription. Cook at home 1 extra day per week. Move a small amount into savings automatically. Tiny changes. But repeated consistently, tiny changes become massive. The problem with dramatic financial transformation is that it depends on motivation. Kaizen depends on systems, and systems almost always beat motivation. Habit number 6 is stopping before maximum. In Okinawa, one of the longest living regions in the world, there's a saying, hara hachibu. It means eat until you're 80% full. Not stuffed, not overloaded, just enough. And financially, this principle is unbelievably important because most people don't spend based on need anymore. They spend based on maximum capacity. If they can afford the luxury apartment, they take it. If they qualify for the expensive car loan, they sign it. If their salary increases, their lifestyle instantly expands with it. But Japanese culture often values sufficiency over excess. Enough is enough. And that sounds boring until you realize what it creates. Less debt, less stress, more flexibility, more savings, and more control. The person living slightly below their means usually looks less impressive at 30, but by 45, they often own the freedom everyone else was trying to imitate. That's the irony. A modest lifestyle is often what creates real wealth. Habit number 7 is mastering your current level before upgrading your life. Japan has a word called shokunin. It describes a craftsperson completely dedicated to mastering their skill. A sushi chef training for years, a carpenter perfecting techniques for decades, a worker becoming deeply skilled before moving higher. And financially, this mindset is incredibly rare today because most people upgrade their lifestyle before they upgrade their discipline. The raise comes first. Then the bigger apartment appears, the luxury purchases appear, the monthly payments appear. And suddenly, They're earning more, but somehow feeling equally trapped. The Shokunin mindset says something different. Master your current financial level first. Learn how to handle money well before expanding your lifestyle. Because income alone does not create wealth, the gap between income and spending does. And that gap is almost entirely behavioral. That's the part nobody wants to hear, because it means financial stability is less about luck than people think. Here's what fascinates me most about these Japanese habits. None of them require you to become rich first. None of them require extreme sacrifice, and none of them depend on being born into a different culture. They're small mental shifts, but together, they completely change your relationship with money. You stop treating money like emotional relief, you stop treating spending like progress, and you start understanding something most people never learn. Financial peace is not created by owning more, it's created by needing less than you earn. Japan understood that a long time ago. The question is whether the rest of us are finally willing to learn it.